Imagine a quiet summer night. The year is 1977. Out in the vast, silent darkness of space, something is happening. A powerful, focused beam of radio waves is traveling towards Earth on a journey that may have started thousands, or even millions, of years ago. It will last for just 72 seconds, and when it arrives, it will change our perspective on the cosmos forever. This is the story of the most tantalizing, and perhaps the most famous, unsolved mystery in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. The WOW signal. Our story takes place at the Perkins Observatory in Ohio, home to a rather strange-looking piece of equipment. It wasn't your typical giant, steerable dish. Instead, it was a massive, stationary radio telescope nicknamed the Big Ear. Picture two huge, parallel fences made of mesh, each longer than a football field, with a collection of receivers sitting between them. The Big Ear didn't actively search the sky. Instead, it relied on the Earth's rotation to do the work. As our planet spun, different parts of the cosmos would drift across the telescope's narrow field of view, allowing it to passively listen for any unusual radio signals coming from deep space. For years, it scanned the heavens, part of a program dedicated to SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. The telescope was listening for a whisper from the stars, a sign that we are not alone. And on the night of August 15th, 1977, it heard something more like a shout. That night, the Big Ear was pointed towards the constellation Sagittarius, a dense, star-rich region near the center of our Milky Way galaxy. The telescope went about its business, silently recording data onto long sheets of computer printout paper. No alarms went off. No flashing lights indicated anything extraordinary. The moment of discovery was completely silent, buried within columns and columns of numbers and letters. It was not until a few days later that the true significance of that night's data would be revealed. A volunteer astronomer named Jerry Emmon was tasked with reviewing the printouts. A routine and often tedious job. He scanned the pages, looking for anything that stood out from the background noise of the universe. And then, he saw it. On one of the pages, nestled among a sea of ones and twos representing faint, random signals, was a sequence that made his heart stop. 6EQ, UA5. It was an alphanumeric code representing signal intensity. The numbers 1 through 9 represented low to moderate strengths, and then the letters of the alphabet took over for anything stronger. AU was an incredibly powerful signal, about 30 times stronger than the normal background hiss of space. For 72 seconds, the Big Ear had detected a signal that started weak, grew immensely powerful, and then faded away. Exactly as you would expect for a source passing through the telescope's fixed beam. It was a perfect bell curve of intensity. Stunned, Jerry Emmon grabbed a red pen, circled the sequence, and in the margin, he wrote a single, emphatic word. Wow. The name stuck, and a legend was born. So, why was this signal so shocking? A strong radio signal from space isn't necessarily proof of aliens. But the WOW signal had a very specific characteristic that made scientists sit up and take notice. It was broadcast at a frequency of approximately 1420 megahertz. This isn't just a random number. It's perhaps the most significant frequency in the entire universe. It's known as the hydrogen line. Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the cosmos, and it naturally emits a faint radio signal at this exact frequency. For decades, astrophysicists had theorized that if an intelligent civilization wanted to send a deliberate, attention-grabbing message across the galaxy, this would be the perfect channel to use. It's like a universal calling card, a cosmic dial tone that any technologically advanced species would likely discover. The WOW signal wasn't just loud, it was broadcasting on the exact frequency that we predicted aliens might use. It was narrowband, meaning it was focused on a very specific channel, unlike the broad, messy signals produced by natural cosmic phenomena like pulsars or quasars. It looked, for all intents and purposes, artificial. Immediately, the astronomical community was electrified. The astronomer who discovered the signal, Jerry Emmon, and the director of the observatory, John Krause, focused all their attention on that small patch of sky in Sagittarius. They pointed the Big Ear back to the exact same spot, hoping to hear the signal again. If it was a deliberate beacon from an extraterrestrial civilization, Surely it would repeat daily, Sinet, and they listened. 4 nights, then weeks, then months. They scanned the same coordinates. Other, more powerful radio telescopes from around the world joined the hunt over the following years. They searched for hours, for days, for decades. But the signal never came back. It was a one-time event. The cosmic shout had fallen silent, leaving behind only a baffling echo on a piece of paper. The silence was almost as mysterious as the signal itself. So what was it? Let's start with the most exciting theory. It was aliens. The signal perfectly matched our expectations for an interstellar beacon. It was powerful, narrowband, and on the hydrogen line frequency. It came from a region of space with no known planets or stars that could explain it. To this day, the alien hypothesis remains a viable, if unproven, explanation. It's the simplest answer that fits all the facts, even if it is the most profound. Perhaps we just happened to overhear a brief transmission from a distant world. A message not even meant for us, that we've been unable to find again. Of course, science demands we explore more down-to-earth explanations. One prominent theory, proposed decades later, suggested the signal could have been caused by a hydrogen cloud surrounding a previously undiscovered comet. As the comet passed by, its hydrogen might have reflected a powerful radio signal from Earth or another celestial source, mimicking an extraterrestrial broadcast. However, subsequent investigations found no known comets in that exact location at that exact time, and the physics of how a comet could produce such a strong, focused signal remain highly speculative. Other theories point to more mundane possibilities, like a secret military satellite, a glitch in the telescope's software, or even a reflected radio signal from a high-altitude balloon. But none of these explanations fully account for all the unique characteristics of the WOW signal, especially its specific frequency and incredible strength. Each theory has its holes. And so, nearly half a century later, the WOW signal remains unexplained. It stands as the strongest candidate for an extraterrestrial signal ever detected. It was a 72-second mystery that has inspired a generation of scientists, dreamers, and storytellers. Was it a technological fluke? A bizarre one-in-a-trillion natural event? Or was it a genuine wow moment for humanity, a brief, fleeting proof that someone or something else is out there, looking up at their stars and wondering, just like us? We may never know for sure. But the search continues, fueled by that one circled code on a piece of paper, a tantalizing whisper from the great cosmic ocean that reminds us to keep listening. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by the mysteries of the cosmos, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more journeys into the unknown. We'll see you next time.